What's up, everybody? We back on the air. MTG Gaming along with Jose. What's up, Jose the Ocho? Oh, he's got a Warrior shirt. That's cool.
Ultimate. Rest in peace.
Yep.
Yeah, my sister gave it for me for my birthday.
Nice.
Feeling ultimate.
You know what? Speaking of that, give me 1 second.
What, you got an Ultimate Warrior action figure out there?
Well,
I know you do.
I do, but I'm not going to show that off. I was going to show this off. I wasn't going to show that. There it is. Let me put on my...
Oh, well, we'll keep going because I have... were you out there looking out there for it? I would have to inform the people of LA. I was informed by Steve Austin that the Steve Austin Meet and Greet 316 has been canceled this year, people. Sorry about the news, man. But tune into Steve Austin's page. He'll tell you why he canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Macho Man Randy Savage with the Intercontinental Champion here.
Love him as a heel, dude.
Yep.
To me, I don't know about that, but let's bring a little Macho Man here. Did you like Macho Man as a heel or as a babyface? Because I loved him more as a heel than babyface. As a babyface, he was a little more soft, but as a heel, he knows how to bring the attraction. What do you think of that when you watch the Macho Man perform?
That's tough, bro. Like, I love the Macho Man Randy Savage. No matter what he is, a heel or a babyface, bro. I just love the Macho Man, bro. Like, it's just really hard to pick what I like him better at. And a lot of his storylines with Miss Elizabeth has captured a lot of fans' emotionally, which is a good idea. And I don't know, bro. Like, that's really hard to pick, bro. Like, I really love him as I love how the way he performs in the ring. I love how he is in his promos, even as a heel or a face. But I do love the Macho King, when the heel Macho King but I think the heel where he was the Intercontinental Champion, that would be as his best heel run, and then the second is the Macho King. So yeah, bro. I mean, I just love Randy Savage. It's very hard to pick the way I want him as a heel or a face. I mean, I love him as a face as well, and his match with him and Steamboat at WrestleMania 3. That's one of my favorite wrestling matches of all time. Probably number 3 or number 2 favorite of all time.
Intercontinental Champion wise, yeah.
Yep, for the Intercontinental Champion, and it's right here.
I mean, they gave it all. And it was a long match. You know that.
That's the way I like it. And
when I saw that WrestleMania 3, I mean, I have it on VHS, and it's a freaking long match.
I have a
DVD, they kind of like, I think Kevin Dunn must have slashed it up in half, but if you look at the VHS, it is a long match.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about Peacock, if Peacock had made some adjustments on it, but you would have to tune in to see if they have that review for the Macho Man and Steamboat. But it is a long Intercontinental Championship match.
Yeah, because
in the original VHS game, you know.
Because I have this. This is one of my favorite DVDs of all time. You see it?
Oh wow. Yeah, I have that in my little library thing out there. It's not for sale, and I know you're going to say the same thing.
Hell no.
Not for sale.
You're not taking this away from me.
I bet you any of your viewers are going to try to want to see, hey, can you sell me that, Miguel?
No. So yeah, and
I'm with Miguel on that one, guys.
Yeah, and Jose the Ocho wouldn't sell any of his library to any of you, or neither would I.
Neither would I do.
Yeah.
You gotta go. If anybody lives in LA or in California, the only guys, for any California residents, that's the heads up if you want to find one.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that sell DVDs. Anyway,
and
well, I did enjoy Elimination Chamber. And it had a bunch of little hiccups that maybe we can discuss out there. To tell the truth.
Like what? As far as
I did enjoy the kickoff with Indy because it was like really right at home. And the Kabuki Warriors, I'm sorry, I like them, but I am not feeling them at all. I just feel bad for Katana and Kitten Carter that they were considered that they kept the belt warm for them. Well, and I don't see capitalization on that storyline, on that run. and I'm carefully calling it the way I see it.
Well,
and what I'm seeing there.
Let's be fair, Jose.
I'm gonna act like a Vince Russo syndrome, and I call it like I see it. Anything that you see with the Kabuki Warriors, or anything that you might predict, or anything that's invested on their run right now.
Unless I don't know.
What's your take on that, Miguel?
Well, you gotta think about it, Jose. The Katana Chance and Kaden, they weren't really getting over as tag champions. And when I was in Miami, bro, when I was at that SmackDown in Miami, the fans cheered big time when the Kabuki Warriors won the tag titles, and the Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, they got no crowd reaction. I mean, I like those girls. They're one of my favorite tag teams today. Is just that they just weren't getting over. Like, that's what happens, bro. When you don't get over, bro, you automatically start losing matches, and people won't be invested in you no more, bro. That's just the way it is. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just.
And you know what I'm seeing about? Yeah, go ahead, continue, and then I'll give you my take on this one too after it.
Yeah, so it's just that they weren't getting over, like.
Well, here's the take on it. That yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm done. Dang, you froze.
But here's one thing, Miguel. What I'm seeing that WWE is doing a little hiccups on things, and AEW has been doing it too. What I'm seeing is when you sign in talents, I don't see a lot of full introduction of them, what they want to bring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, they come from New Japan, they come with this and that. Okay, but I don't see New Japan. I got to see what they're doing here. Did you hear that interview from O'Shea Jackson Jr. about, that they were saying, oh, you got to Google this guy, this and that?
Yes, I did.
O'Shea Jackson says, I care about what they're doing here. Here. It doesn't matter over there. So I think the mistake that AEW and WWE are doing, they're not doing a full introduction to plant their seeds and to capitalize on them. And that's why you're giving a good point. Mm-hmm. Fans are not giving a good reaction because they don't know who they are,
Right. And
do you think something like that is missing in all businesses?
Absolutely, because like I mentioned before, WWE, well, and pro wrestling in general, yes, you gotta have the ability to wrestle, but you also have to entertain the people with characters, gimmicks. Well, gimmicks, same thing. Characters, promos, storylines. You gotta entertain the audience with that. And if you just have matches with no storyline or no character or no meaning behind it, no one's gonna be invested. That's why wrestling is not all that great like it was back in the day. Like in the 80s and the 90s, every wrestler had a gimmick. No matter how good and bad it was, especially the 80s. The 80s was very gimmicky, which was good. I really like 80s wrestling. It was very gimmicky. It was very colorful, very entertaining. And you would agree that 80s wrestling is better than today's wrestling, of course, right? And
right, yeah. I have my library, and I'm sure you do too.
Yes, I do. And I watched 80s wrestling, even though I wasn't born around that time. I was born in 98, so I wasn't born around that time. I still watched that 80s because it was entertaining. Like the characters, the promos, they really get you. And wrestlers had great in-ring ability, but they had the ability to entertain fans. That's why most of them are in the WWE Hall of Fame. Like, I'm gonna give you an example.
Yeah. Hacksaw Jim, like you said, they have stories.
Yeah, let me give you an example. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Good old Hacksaw Jim Duggan, right? Oh. He wasn't a great in-ring performer, but he knew how to entertain the audience. He got really over with the fans with his promos and his gimmick. He was very patriotic, and the people were buying his 2x4 plastic type thing. People were buying that. So yeah, it's just
the 2x4.
Yeah, and it's the same
and
with
the chants and him going with the USA chants.
USA,
people were singing along with the USA chant.
Yep,
and here's the thing. With or without a championship, Duggan was always over as a babyface.
Yes, he was.
And people don't see that. sometimes you necessarily don't need a championship to be put yourself over.
It's the same
what do you
with.
think of that?
It's the same with Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake Roberts. It's the same with Jake the Snake Roberts.
We know that babyface or heel, he was over without a championship.
Yeah, well, when Sergeant Slaughter was a babyface, he didn't need a champion, but he still got over. Even though he was a champion when he was a heel, but he still got over as a face. And it's not like Sergeant Slaughter wasn't getting over as a face. He got really over as a face. And who else? Who else can I throw in? Tatanka, undefeated for 2 years, had a gimmick. Well, that was just in real life. He actually isn't a Native American, but he didn't have no titles. And he did tell me at the Palm Beach at the autograph place that I went at here in Palm Beach. He did tell me that he was supposed to win the Intercontinental Champion from Shawn Michaels. It was Shawn Michaels was being a spoiled bitch. And he said a lot of junk about Shawn Michaels to me, and which those rumors are true. I mean, those the stuff is true. They're not rumors; they're actually true. And,
they're facts, yeah.
Yeah, they're facts.
You'll see them on their biography too.
Right.
It doesn't have to be in a meet and greet. They'll probably say it on their podcast.
Yeah, and you also hear it from, and then he told me to listen to Bruce Pritchard's podcast, which I do sometimes. He said, listen
I listen to him too.
Yeah, listen to Bruce Pritchard about the time when Tatanka was about to win the Intercontinental Champion from Shawn Michaels, and Bruce Pritchard will tell me everything. That's what he told me to do, which I need to get into that because I want to know why Shawn was well, I know he was a spoiled brat, but I want to know more about it, like, because you know Shawn Michaels is Vince's boy. And don't get me wrong, Shawn Michaels is a great performer in the ring, on promos, his personality, everything about Shawn is great. It's just he had a huge ego, and Vince loved him so much.
Heel and babyface, he made it through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he pulled it off both ways, you know.
Yeah. And
he was like during the Attitude Era, he was considered the man you love to hate or the guy you love to boo. But he was loved at the same time. Or disagreed, but he was still like, he ate up the crowd, even though you love, you hate him. But he felt that energy, you know. And things like that, they don't exist anymore in present of wrestling. That's why the smart marks act like a bunch of idiots, and some of the podcasters don't even know how to like really put a story out there. They just see what they want to see, you know.
I don't know about that, Jose, because if you think about it, you know how Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, all these guys are supposed to be heels, right? But the fans were turning on the baby faces to turn to these three guys. That's what they were doing with LA Knight. Because remember, LA Knight was a heel, feuding with Bray Wyatt. So I wouldn't say that. So LA Knight kind of made that work as himself. He started out as a heel, but people started cheering for him, just like how they were doing with Razor, Austin, and Shawn Michaels. And you know, when you're bad, you're kind of cool, and people will cheer for you. And Stone Cold and Razor Ramon started that. Remember Monday Night Raw? The very first episode of Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
He came out, and then people started cheering for him because, you know, they liked him because he was cool.
Yeah, and then when they turn on him, you know, then they started cheering for him, or, you know, it just goes both ways. But you do have a point, but maybe I would go 50-50%. There are some, you know, storylines and characters bookings that don't exist, but then there's the other half that does exist. Like you said, you already brought up the LA Knight, you know, but it's not completely 100% on it, you know.
Yeah.
But like you say, there are some talents like President right now, like LA Knight and Bray Wyatt Beyond, is making it work, you know, and then somebody else is next, you know.
Yeah, and Bray Wyatt.
I mean.
Oh yeah, Bray Wyatt's the same thing. Was a heel, and then the fans loved him, became a face. But go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you say. So I'm just rather put it 50-50 because you do bring a point what LA Knight and Bray Wyatt and Beyond has brought up to the table, you know. But like I said, there are some still annoying smart marks. They think they know everything. Yeah. They probably have no idea who the hell the Colossal Connection is or who are the Young Stallions. Well, shit. Check your Peacock, morons.
The Colossal Connection
really,
is Andre the Giant and Haku.
Haku, yeah. And people are saying, who's the Colossal Connection?
Yeah, and...
Please, dude.
Come on now.
See,
I mean...
you do bring a point. This is why smart marks are annoying, okay?
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, are you surprised about my wrestling fandom? Did you expect a young kid from 1998 to watch wrestling from the 1980s?
No, no, dude. I mean, at least you're doing your research, your library research, and you're looking back, and you pay attention what they tell you, dude.
Right.
What
And
what was provided in the past, and this and that. I mean, you think about Mae Young, for example. Rest in peace, Mae Young. But she was a wrestler even before WWF existed.
right, she was, and she was a heel.
If you look at the background.
Yeah, they said she was. She
Yeah,
said
a
her.
heel.
Yeah, I listened to a few of her interviews. She said that she started out as a heel, and everybody hated her, and she got good heat from the
And
crowd.
WWE didn't excuse it.
Yeah, and Vince,
Yeah.
Vince loved Fabulous
remember,
Moolah and Mae Young.
It didn't exist that bit.
Yeah, yeah, and Vince loved both ladies, both May and Moolah. Vince loved both of them, and it's just that, bro. Mae Young was wild, especially in the Attitude Era. Remember Royal Rumble 2000?
The Bronco Buster?
That and
Yeah, the Bronco Buster.
that and the
sloppy Bronco Buster.
she did the sloppy Bronco Buster on Bubba Ray Dudley on Raw.
But here's one thing that made me. Oh, she got the table all right, and she really sold it. I'll tell you that.
Yo,
But
yeah.
here's one thing that made me happy about Mae Young. The final thing is that at least she was given a Hall of Fame here in your hometown of Florida, where she started at WrestleMania 24, and she got the opportunity to speak and to preserve that trophy before she passed away. That made me happy. I'm glad they gave it to her at the perfect time,
Right.
because remember, in Florida is where she started,
And
So I'm glad that she got it while she was still around.
right.
You know.
And it's good to see wrestlers get inducted in their hometowns. And it's what really sucks that some wrestlers never got to see their Hall of Fames.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
I think with the Macho Man, which honestly these stupid rumors kept on going. I don't know if I want to consider them rumors or not, or what heat that Vince McMahon had with Macho Man. And I'm still very interested. And I don't know how much you know or if you heard how much if Stephanie had an affair with the Macho Man when Stephanie was 15 years old. And honestly, I have not heard any words from any defense of any side of the story of the Stephanie, and when Macho Man was alive. So I don't know what Vince McMahon had with Randy Savage in that past time, and what it took him so long for him to get a Hall of Fame trophy, I don't know. It just got turned to controversy or something.
I heard stuff about that.
Did you hear anything like that was interested in you?
I did hear stuff about that, but honestly, I didn't believe it when I saw it. It's just that, well, I didn't really look at any interviews or stuff on it, on why, if they had an affair or not. I mean, I did see some video recommendations from Bruce Pritchard and his brother Lanny Poffo. It's just that I never really spent any time to see what they had to say about that or nothing, because I thought it was just a rumor. But at the same time, now I'm invested to see what really went behind the scenes between. I'm really interested in knowing that. I mean, hopefully one day I type in on YouTube, Lanny Poffo shoots on Randy Savage and Stephanie McMahon McFair. And by the way, I met Lanny Poffo at Hogan's Beach Shop in Orlando. Really nice guy, and he was a cool guy. I just didn't get a picture with him. He had Macho Man's Hall of Fame ring, and I wonder what they're gonna do with that Hall of Fame ring now that Macho Man is no longer here. So and Lanny was holding the ring when Macho Man wasn't here no more.
The whole Poffo family passed away. The whole Poffo family passed away. The Macho Man's dad and so is Savage and the Genius. And remember, Macho Man's father was a Hall of Fame for WCW. So there's a Hall of Fame trophy on it, but it's on the WWE library. So I mean, all the Poffos are no longer here. I mean, unless they got grandkids or something. Yeah, it's possible.
The Macho Man never had kids, and what you call
or any widows or something.
Well, he had one widow. He had one widow after Miss Elizabeth got a divorce. He found love again, like around 2009ish. Mary Lynn Poffo. That was his new wife. His new wife after Elizabeth. and I don't know if Lanny
Yeah.
must have left it to her. I don't even know if Lanny. I don't know if Lanny left the ring to her. I don't know if she still has the ring. Maybe the ring is still in Ecuador because that's where the genius was living at
Yeah,
the
that's where the
time.
genius was living at.
Yeah, I don't know what made him move to
Duggan
Ecuador.
was the one that kept in touch with him. Yeah, Duggan it was the only one that was in very close contact with the genius. That's from what I heard from Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He was very close to him more than any other talents.
Yeah.
So the news came from Hacksaw Jim Duggan's page, and then it got confirmed from everybody and beyond and everything. I mean, we thought it was all a hoax, but we know that Hacksaw Jim Duggan's page was very legitly, and then after that, it just spread out everywhere from Jim Ross and you name it, from Bruce Pritchard beyond. So
Right.
it's tough, you know, but
Yeah, and I wish I got to meet the Macho Man in person. You know, with me doing all these meet and greets and stuff.
oh yeah,
Like, there's so many wrestlers, bro, that I wish
oh
I had.
yeah, we would have a big line there, but it'd be worth it waiting for him. It would be worth it waiting for Macho Man. Trust me, man.
And his town is Sarasota. That's like a few. That's really far away from me. That's like in the Bay Area up in here in Tampa. And it's just that
Yeah.
what you call it, if I it would have been a great. It would have been a. I would have had him sign my Intercontinental Champion if he was still here. But rest in peace to the Macho Man. I mean, he really knew how to entertain. You know.
Yeah. And he gave the belts, the Intercontinental Champ and the World Champion, he gave those belts importance, man. He gave some importance with those belts.
And
with or without the champion, he was still pulling good promos, you know. When he was announcing, when he was out there doing promos, everything, man, for the Macho Man. So,
I mean,
good job for the Macho Man out there.
And I know the match with him and Steamboat is my #1 favorite Macho Man match of all time. I would also throw in the one with him and Flair at WrestleMania 8. Him and Flair.
Yeah.
And then
it's still talked about as of right now. I mean, since they're doing, you know, so many history with the IC belt,
WrestleMania 7
is still being talked about. Well, you have Gunther right now that's putting the IC belt. I say he's the only one in WWE that's giving the belt any importance, and he's defending it, man. Everybody else has a dead title from WWE and AEW. The belts, I'm sorry, all the fucking belts are dead, except for Gunther's belt, and except for Christian Cage's belt from AEW. At least those guys are putting those belts important, too. And Orange Cassidy. I love you, Orange. You good? Orange Punch.
I have not watched AEW in a while, Jose. Like, I gave up on AEW. Like, AEW, bro. I think the last time I watched it was the MJF pipe bomb, and I fell asleep during a Kenny Omega and Young Bucks match. This is no hate towards them. It's just they don't really entertain me, and it's just hard to watch AEW now, bro.
Yeah, I'm only watching it because of Sting's interest in his last storyline, so. That's the only reason why I watch it, because of Sting and then Flair and things like that. And honestly, the storyline that the Bucks and Sting and Darby Allin are doing is a very good storyline. And honestly, the Bucks are playing very good thick heels out there that people are really booing at them pretty well. So, you know, that's the only thing that makes sense, you know, and everything else, nah. And honestly, you know what? I'm so happy Riddle and Dolph Ziggler that became champions this week, man.
Yeah, New Japan.
Good for them, man. Stick it to WWE. Yeah, stick to Nick Khan man out there. Hey, asshole, we're champions now. You know?
I mean, honestly,
good for them, dude.
Dolph Ziggler, I thought he should have been released a long time ago. Not because he's not a good wrestler or nothing. It's just that I didn't think WWE really had nothing for him. I thought they were going to release him sooner rather than later. I mean, he's a good wrestler and all, but like, I really like him in TNA right now. Like, I've been watching TNA a lot lately.
Well, dude, amazing.
Yeah, it is. And I was watching last Thursday night's TNA Impact, bro. I enjoyed the show, bro. The show was great. I don't know if you enjoyed the show, but I enjoyed it. And but it still raises questions because.
And I like the promo that Eric Young has been pulling, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like the promos that Eric Young is pulling. And I think if I'm correct or not, or if you see it, if you read between the lines, maybe I feel like Eric Young is probably the locker room leader of TNA.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's been there for years.
I mean, he's a TNA soldier. He's the heart and soul of TNA.
Yeah.
So I think they must have given him the locker room leader seniority.
Absolutely.
I mean, I love Tommy Dreamer and I love Gail Kim, but I hope they can provide, you know, what wrestling's about, you know, more than Scott D'Amore. But I don't blame Moose requesting his release when that moment comes for Moose, you know. Or unless he's going to wait, you know, he's probably going to test the waters or wait until his contract, go with the flow. But, you know, Moose lives, I don't blame him. I don't know, what do you think about that, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him either, but
I mean,
like,
WWE can get him.
he even said that he's TNA for life, and now that changed, and WWE would honestly know what to do with him. But do you think if he does go to WWE, do you think he should start off in NXT, or do you think that he's too good for NXT?
I skip it because I think he is ready for main roster. I mean, Moose has been very over, you know, babyface, heel, championship or no championship. He knows how to pull it through. And honestly, you know, if you want a good women's division, Miguel, WWE should call Scott D'Amore, sit down with him, and let him do the women's division. And two people you should talk about that know him: Naomi and Nick Aldis, and the OC and AJ Styles.
Yep.
Triple H or Nick Khan, whoever, hire Scott D'Amore and guarantee he'll put the women's division where it needs to be. Storylines, and he'll book it right, man.
Absolutely. And Scott D'Amore going to WWE would be a great addition to the creative team in WWE.
Naomi would be happy.
Absolutely.
She worked with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
She put him over. So let Naomi say, hey, hire him. That's what she's gonna say. You know. So I hope WWE sees something in that. You know, give him a call, have a meeting with him, talk to him. You know.
Yeah. And who knows, bro? Like, I really hope.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, and honestly, he could book AEW better than Tony Khan if he wanted to. Would you agree?
He could, but if Tony Khan starts being greedy, and I found out about the Mercedes Moné contract is a done deal. From what I read about Mercedes, she says she's gonna enter AEW after Sting's retirement. You let Sting do his thing. I know Sting. I love Sting. Let him do his thing, and then I'll be there. Now, here's the thing. You want to hire Mercedes Moné, TK, here's what you do. Book her right, pay her well, and please do not go to WWE and say, I got you, girl. Because honestly, that's going to screw you over, and you're going to sink like a rock.
Well,
that's all I got to say.
AEW is already declining, and second, Tony Khan is already kissing Mercedes Moné's ass because she probably did pay her the money that she wanted, which she's not worth it. I don't think she's worth the money that she wants. And do you think she's worth the money that she wants? I don't think so. And then
I don't think so.
Yeah, but Scott D'Amore's kissing her ass.
I don't want to be going to Triple H and said, "Oh, Triple H, I got you, girl." Dude, here's right now. Okay, Miguel, I'm gonna definitely be real with you right now. I have not really been satisfied with AEW. Of course, we already know that.
Me neither.
I have really not been satisfied with WWE and TNA because of drama. Okay, you got Tony Khan out there talking shit, and he can't leave his own phone alone, and he starts typing things he's not supposed to.
Why not TNA?
WWE. TNA because everybody's pissed of the Scott D'Amore termination because the way Anthem is fucking things up, okay? That's a drama right there.
Okay, I was like, how is TNA involved with that war between AEW and WWE? I got confused, but go ahead.
No, we're talking about the drama right here, so yeah, my bad. And then WWE, with the whole Dwayne, the storyline, the bloodline, you know, now Dwayne's in charge, and then you got the haters, the crybaby Codys, the Triple H dick riders, they call them, and the Rock idiots out there complaining. You know what? I'm doing exactly what Jonathan Coachman says. You don't like it? don't watch.
Right.
Just watch it as you see it. But you get these idiots like JD from New York and all these other podcasters and saying, "Oh, fuck you, coach. We don't want to do that." Why are you guys bashing on Jonathan Coachman? Why are you bashing the coach?
It's funny because you know what
are you podcast? You're not hobby morons.
You know how
Really,
you know how The Rock said about the Cody crybabies, talking about anytime their kid wants to play catch, no son, make sure we want Cody. That's what kind of what JD from New York is doing in a way. He probably has nothing else better to do in his life.
Yeah.
Let's say if he has a son or a wife, hey baby, let's fuck or something, and then he's gonna be like, no, I'm doing my podcast here. What you call these? I'm gonna get on these bash all these dumb wrestlers. That's what he's basically doing.
Yeah, but it's kind of stupid that you're bashing on Jonathan Coachman just because he said one thing. Hey, you don't like it, don't watch. Just watch it as you see it. That's all you need to do, man. It's like, really. But since you podcasters want more and more, it's like, my question is, what is it? What else are you searching for, guys? What are you searching for? I mean, damn, dude, these guys don't pay your bills, man. They're only entertaining you. It's
right.
Like, see, that's why I don't get too much into this whole wrestling thing, because of this drama and the cry thing and the marks and the internet geeks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm allowed saving podcasting with you because at least we say what we call and what we see, you know.
Yeah, what we call what we see. And it's just that another thing I also want to mention is that these idiot trolls and these people like JD from New York got nothing else better to do in their lives. I wonder, how much following does he have?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, he got a lot of followers and people pay him. Do you know that?
That wouldn't
This guy
shock me.
Booty Me pays him $100. I think he paid him $500 on a chat or something.
Booty Me.
Tony Brown's his real name, or if his gimmick name. But it says Tony Brown Booty Me.
He has 156K subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, and think about how much of disciples he's got there. Or NoDQ.com, you got that moron Mr. Yuck that keeps on giving him $5 or more or something, dude. It's like unbelievable, these guys, dude.
Yeah, I know. And what you call is full of shit.
Like you said,
NoDQ.com, they're full of shit.
like you said, you have a good point. I mean, like you said, if you're gonna watch legit podcasting, I'll tune into Vince Russo, bro, or Jim Cornette, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Bruce Richard.
Bruce Richard.
No. I tell people I watch those guys because they've been to those locker rooms.
And
Has these guys been to these locker rooms? No.
Yeah. And they know Vince McMahon.
Yep. They worked for him and against him. It's like Bishop. Bishop has gone against Vince McMahon, and he worked with Vince McMahon and with the competition.
Yes, he did.
You gotta listen to that, man. It's like, so that's why I said I'd rather watch these legend guys and everything, and that's it, you know. But to get to another topic subject, I am happy for Drew.
Oh, say am
now,
I, bro.
do you think? Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this about Drew.
What's up?
Okay, they're talking about a contract getting expired. Okay. Unfortunately, we have not heard anything from Drew. Do you feel like they're waiting for Drew to get rewarded and then they can negotiate, or you think there's a handshake deal going on? I mean, because right now Drew's not saying anything. We haven't heard anything from him. What do you think of this, or what's your take on it?
Yeah. Well, we got a comment here. Hey, what's up, JDog44X?
Yeah.
I hope you're doing good today, bro. What you call to answer that question, Jose? They're probably waiting. They're probably but when does his contract expire? That's a question. Like, does it expire after WrestleMania?
After WrestleMania.
Okay, so
Yep.
I guess they're gonna make him resign a
After
contract
WrestleMania.
on that day, and that contract better state he's gonna win the world champion. He's gonna hold it for long and such. And I don't think Damian Priest is gonna successfully cash in the Money in the Bank. He's probably gonna blow it because Drew is not gonna want to lose the belt fast. He's gonna want a decent run in front of fans, you know, because he didn't get that during the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like since they're seeing that Drew is moving the needles with his heel thing and it's getting very attractive,
yeah,
I hope WWE finds a way to reconsider him and reward him. Because I told everybody, I'm invested in Drew because they owe him. You guys are here like Cody here, Cody this, Cody that.
Oh.
No, I am still invested with Drew.
Speaking of that, shout out to the 4 in the stream. Speaking of that, he just challenged The Rock at Elimination Chamber. First of all, I don't know if The Rock is going to have time. 2, Cody ain't all that good now, so why are you putting him in the same league as The Rock? And The Rock is going to help him win the world champion from Roman Reigns.
Hey, how's it going?
Who popped in here?
What's going on, Jose?
Hey, what's up, Brian?
Hey, how's it going today? We're just
What's going on? What's
doing
going
a little
on?
chit-chatting here.
Yep.
I see that.
I feel
Famous
that...
Otis is in the house, people.
Here's the thing. Yeah, Brian's here, the owner.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's what I'm thinking. The Cody storyline, you know, it's one thing that he's being, you know, being the unsung favorite to win the championship belt.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, not necessarily. You're gonna say to him, he's gonna win the championship, and you finish the story. The way it goes is the story's gonna begin because there's still rematches. The bloodline's still gonna get a little stronger. Maybe someone are gonna turn and some of that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the story's beginning because when you win a championship, you're gonna be a marked man. Not only by the rival you defeated, but everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Cody's story is gonna begin.
Yeah.
There are no endings in a championship. You're gonna be the marked man, you know.
Yeah, and The Rock is.
So I feel Cody.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, it does.
Yeah.
What you said?
I just feel like the story's gonna begin.
Mm-hmm.
The story will begin.
Right. And, well, we know for sure that Cody is going to beat Roman. The Rock is going to help him win. The Rock is going to turn on the bloodline. Oh.
Yeah, because you saw the one sign, that loser sign he pulled.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, he had a damn stupid promo that didn't make no sense at all, dude. It's like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this storyline is getting nothing but question marks right now.
Well,
you know.
The real question mark was them adding Seth Rollins into this whole crap, bro. Like, I was like, why the hell is Seth Rollins even added to that? Added to this whole storyline and thing. And now they're about to tease a tag match with Seth Rollins and Cody at versus Roman and The Rock at WrestleMania. And
show number 1.
There's no meaning to have Seth Rollins involved into this. Seth Rollins should have never got involved into this at all. Like, Rollins has a title to defend, and it just doesn't make sense for Seth Rollins.
He's not making it clear.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense for Seth Rollins to stick his nose into all this.
Yeah, and he has his own championship and his own brand to worry about. You know, that's all I'm seeing with it. Mm-hmm. So, to me, I'm just watching it like it is. I'm not putting any invest in anything. I'm just watching it because in reality, I am just tired of the drama. And that's all I'm seeing on my television, you know.
Mm-hmm.
From all companies right now.
Yeah, WWE.
Why would you be tired of, wait, hold on. Why would you be tired of the drama when the storyline is being created?
No, he's not talking about the storyline. He's talking about the
He's talking about storyline.
No, he's talking about the drama. Like,
we're talking about the whining, the complaining.
No, he's talking about the creative.
Yes, you are, because
you don't get it.
No, you don't.
You're saying that hold on, Miguel. Hold on for a sec. He's talking about he's tired of the Cody Rhodes situation because he's saying that the story is not beginning. The story is continuing from what he was trying to complete from last year's WrestleMania. That's what's going on here. It's a great build-up. It's a great thing. Cody Rhodes wants to complete a story, which means he wants to win a championship that his dad never got a chance to have. That's what this is all about. So when you're building up the storyline, the hype, and you're continuing something, it's not beginning. It has already started. It's just going to finish. That's what's going on. So this whole thing with, like I was telling Miguel, we had talked about this. Seth Rollins should not be involved in the situation with Cody. It should just be Cody handling the situation with Roman and The Rock. But the thing is that Seth Rollins wants to be a part of it because he has really nothing going on for now. But technically he does, because now he's got to deal with Drew McIntyre, who just recently won the Chamber, and now he's got to face Seth Rollins for the championship at WrestleMania 40. So all this hype, all this storyline is great right now. You want something like that. You're creating you're creating storylines and build-ups for things to actually happen. So it's all a very good thing right now.
I'm just gonna stick with Russo and Jonathan Coachman have to say, bro.
What did Jonathan Coachman and Vince Russo have to say?
The word like Miguel and I discuss, since we're bashing all these other idiot marks, you don't like it, don't watch. Watch it as you see it. Bro.
Okay. I mean, if you're not liking it,
and that goes for AEW too. And that goes for AEW too.
Well,
you know?
AEW is on a major losing streak right now, as far as I'm concerned. Miguel and I have also talked about that as well. It's a really hard product to watch.
Man, I haven't watched that thing for about a year and a half.
You can't blame why the talent want to be released, you know? And you can't blame the talents where they want to be released, why they want out, you know? It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Boy. The word of wrestling. It used to be like in the past. That's why, you know what, Brian? I've been like looking at my library tapes, you know, and you get to see it's not like it is today, you know.